Hello student, I welcome you all to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Okay, today we are going to start our new chapter. Name of your chapter is Physical and Chemical Changes. Okay, this is the second part of the chapter which we have started in 6th class, that is changes around us. In this section, we are going to discuss one category of that changes. This category is physical and chemical changes. Okay, in this chapter, we are going to learn about the difference between chemical and physical changes and the correlation between these two. Okay, let's move forward towards our chapter. So very first thing in this chapter is every day you come across many changes in your surrounding. These changes may be involve one or two substances, one or more substances, right? For example, your mother may ask you to dissolve sugar in water to make a cold drink. Okay, it's kind of change only. Okay, second is setting of curd from milk is another kind of change which you have been observing in your day-to-day life. Okay, sometimes milk becomes sour also. Okay, souring of milk is a change. Again, it's a change. Stretching a rubber band is also a kind of change. So these are the changes which you observe in your life in your day-to-day basis. Okay, make a list of such changes and we will discuss about them. In this chapter, we shall perform some activities also to study the nature of this change. Okay, so first thing in this chapter is again based on nature of the change, we can divide the change into two categories. Very first is chemical changes, second one is physical changes. Okay, so now firstly let us deal about physical changes. So what is the meaning of this term physical? Physical is something which you can touch, which you can see with your eyes, which are very tangible. They are tangible changes which are observed by you very easily. For that, one activity has been performed. Okay, in this activity you have to cut 4 square of a piece of a paper. Okay, then again cut 4 square out of those 4 pieces. Lay these pieces on the floor on a table so that the pieces acquire shape of the original piece. Then you have to that lay all the pieces in the way it has been before the cutting of the paper. Okay, obviously you cannot join these pieces back to the original place. You can use tape also, adhesive tape, etc., but that will not give the original piece of paper. Okay, so such kind of change which will not give you the original substance is such kind of changes are known as irreversible changes. Okay, but if there are change in the property of the paper, paper is still paper. Even after cutting, the paper is still the paper only. So such kind of changes in which the substance will not get change from internally. The substance will not change internally. Such changes are known as physical change. Paper is remain paper only even after this change. So such kind of changes are known as physical changes. Okay. Second activity is you have to collect chalk dust. Okay, laying on the floor near the blackboard in your classroom. Right now it's not possible, but we can do such activity after opening of your school. Or crush small pieces of chalk into dust. Add little water to the dust and make a paste. Roll this into the shape of a piece of chalk. Let it dry. Did you recover chalk from the dust? We will discuss it. Third activity, take some ice in a glass or a plastic tumbler. Melt some small portion of ice by placing the tumbler in the sun. You have now mixture of ice in the water. Now place the tumbler in a freezing mixture. Okay. Plus add salt. Salt will enhance. It will that increase the formation of ice. Okay. Now does the water become solid ice once again? Now next activity is boil some water in a container. Do you see the steam rising from the surface of the water? Boiling causing evaporation. So the steam will be because of evaporation. Hold an inverted pan by its handle over the steam at some distance from the boiling water. Observe inner surface of the pan. You will see the droplet of water. Okay. Next is hold a used hacksaw blade with the help of pair of tongs. Okay. Keep the tip of the free end of the flame of the gas stove. Wait for few minutes. Does the color of tip of the blade change? Remove the blade from the flame. Observe tip once again after some time. Does it get back to its original color? In activity 6.1 and 6.2, you saw that paper and piece of chalk underwent change in size. Okay, chalk and paper will be decreased in size after performing the activity. But in case of 6.3, the water change its state. Okay, from solid to liquid or from gas to liquid. Okay, it will change from its state, from one state to another state. In activity 6.5, hacksaw blade change color on heating. Okay, properties such as, keep this in your mind, any substance undergo change in shape, size, color and state are known as physical property. Change in shape, change in size, change in color, change in state. These four kind of change is equal to physical changes. Okay. Next are change in which substance undergo change in its physical property are known as physical change. Very simple. Physical change is reversible generally, but not necessarily always true that it is true. No, it is not the case. Okay. Sometimes your physical change can be irreversible also, as we have observed in case of cutting of paper. Cutting of paper is a physical change, but it is irreversible in nature. Okay. In such changes, no new substance are formed. This is the one, that most important property of physical changes is no new substance is formed in case of physical changes. Okay. Now let us study chemical change. A change with which you are quite familiar is a rusting of iron. Right? You are that familiar with this change, rusting of iron. If you leave piece of iron open for some time, it will acquire a brownish layer over it. This substance is called rust. The brownish coating on the iron is rust. Okay. The process is of course rusting. Iron gate of park or farmland, iron benches kept in a lawn or a garden, almost every article of iron kept in open get rusted after some time. At home you must have seen shovel and spade getting rusted when exposed to atmosphere. So what is this rusting? Rusting is a chemical change. How does it happen? When iron react with oxygen and water, it will form rust. And in atmosphere, oxygen and water droplets are everywhere. When we keep this iron in open, when it react with oxygen and water, it will form rust, and the process is rusting. Okay. Now, in kitchen, when iron pan tawa often get rusted if it left in a state for some time, right? Rust is not iron. Rust is different thing. Okay, iron is different thing and rust is different thing. Iron plus oxygen plus water, it will form iron oxide, and rust is nothing but that iron oxide. So iron oxide is different from iron. Now new substance is forming. That's why it's a chemical change. Okay. It is different from iron on which it get deposited. Okay. Now let us study few more examples in which new substance are forming. One question is there. It is dangerous to look. For look at the burning magnesium ribbon. Okay, it will damage your eyes. The teacher should advise children to stare at the burning ribbon, not to stare at the burning ribbon for a longer time. Okay, because it can damage your eyes also. Now, for this demonstration, I will try to show you this demonstration when physical classes will be available. Okay. For that, you have to have one thin stripe of ribbon of magnesium. Clean its tip with a sandpaper. No, do not use water. Use sandpaper. Bring the tip near. Why we are using sandpaper? If you will use water here, it will result in a very, I can say that it will release lot of energy which can damage your hands also. So use sandpaper. Okay. Bring tip near the candle flame. It burn the brilliant white light. Okay, as demonstrated in this diagram also, when you burn magnesium in light, it will give brilliant white colored light. Okay. Now, when it is completely burnt, it leaves behind powdery ash. Okay, when we burn this magnesium with the help of a thin flame, it will result in this white light plus some powdery ash. Okay, does the ash look like magnesium ribbon? No, this ash is completely new product. That's why this change is chemical change, because new product is forming. Ash is completely different from the magnesium which we have used at the first place. Okay, so we can demonstrate with this whole experiment with the help of this equation also. Magnesium, which is Mg, plus oxygen O2, when they react, what this flame is giving? What is there in atmosphere which help in burning? Oxygen. So oxygen plus magnesium, it will give magnesium oxide, MgO. Ash is nothing but this MgO, magnesium oxide. Okay, the equation here is different from those in mathematics. Okay, you have been dealing such kind of equation in mathematics also. They are entirely different from this chemical equations. Okay, we will learn about this equation in your higher class. Equation such kind, arrow implies become. These two mix and they will become something else. Okay, no attempt should be made to balance chemical equation at this stage. Okay, you don't need to that balance both sides like you do in your mathematics. They are entirely different equations. Okay, we will learn how we balance them. We will balance them in your higher class, not at this stage. Okay, now collect the ash and mix it with small amount of water. Stir the mixture well. Test the mixture with a blue and red litmus paper. Basically, you have to test the acidity or the basicity of this solution. Does the mixture turn red litmus blue or it turn blue litmus red? On the basis of this test, how do you classify equations solution acidic or basic? You know that acid turn blue litmus red and basis turn red litmus blue. So you can tell the nature with the help of this experiment. On dissolving ash in water, it forms new substance. Ash is a new substance. This change can be written in the form of following equation. But we got after that previous equation, we got magnesium oxide. Now we have dissolved this magnesium oxide in water. Water is nothing but H2O and magnesium oxide is nothing but MgO. So MgO plus H2O will give magnesium hydroxide, which is nothing but Mg in bracket OH2. Okay, so we get magnesium hydroxide on dissolving this magnesium oxide in water. Okay, now as you have already learned in class in chapter 5, magnesium hydroxide is base. You know that whenever OH is there, it means it is a base. So magnesium hydroxide is always a base. Okay, so magnesium oxide is new substance formed on burning of magnesium. Magnesium hydroxide is another new substance which is basic in nature. Okay, again I am just prepping you what we have discussed in this previous activity. Magnesium ribbon plus oxygen, it will give magnesium oxide. Okay, or dissolving this magnesium oxide, which is in form of ashes. When we dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, it will give magnesium hydroxide, again new product which is basic in nature. Okay, it is a chemical change. We are getting new product. Okay, next is activity 6.5 to demonstrate. Again, this activity will be demonstrated by me only in your physical class. Dissolve about teaspoon of copper sulfate. It is also known as blue vitriol or Neela Thotha in Hindi. In about half cup of water in a glass tumbler or a beaker, you have to dissolve this copper sulfate. Okay, add few drop of dilute sulfuric acid to the solution. We always add diluted sulfuric acid to this kind of activities. It will enhance, it will increase the activity. Okay, you should get blue colored solution, of course, because copper sulfate is blue in color, and when you are dissolving this copper sulfate, it will give blue color solution only. Save some small sample of the solution in a test tube or a small glass bottle. Drop a nail or using shaving blade into the remaining solution. Okay, you have to drop a nail or use shaving blade. Basically, any iron thing you have to that dissolve in that you have to drop in that solution. Okay, wait for half an hour or so. Observe color of the solution. Compare it with the color of the sample of the solution which you have saved. The sample solution will be of blue color because copper sulfate on dissolving water will give blue color solution. Okay. But what will happen after dropping one iron thing? It will turn into greenish color. What kind of thing is happening here? Let us discuss. So basically, this copper sulfate is CuSO4. On dissolving water, it will give blue color solution. Okay. When you add iron, so iron is nothing but Fe. Okay, we denote iron with Fe. Let us see this equation. Okay. On dipping this iron thing in a copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color, we will get iron sulfate. Iron plus sulfate. This iron will displace copper and it will form this iron sulfate solution, which is green in color. Copper sulfate solution is bluish in color, but iron sulfate solution is greenish in color. Plus we will get copper brown depositions which we get on the floor of this beaker. Okay, so basically here iron has displaced this copper in the solution and this iron sulfate will give greenish color. What kind of change is this? This is your chemical change, and such equation, by the way, are known as displacement reaction because iron has displaced copper from its solution form and it will form iron sulfate. Such kind of equation, this is example of your displacement reaction. Okay, same thing written here. Now next activity, take about teaspoon of a vinegar in a test tube, add pinch of baking soda this time. Okay, you would hear a hissing sound and see bubbles of gas coming out. Pass this gas through a freshly prepared lime water. It will turn this lime water milky. Why? Because this hissing sound is because of carbon dioxide, and when we add carbon dioxide to the lime water, it will form lime water milky. Okay, again, this is nothing but a chemical change. Okay, this is the reaction. Acetic acid plus baking soda. Baking soda is nothing but sodium hydrogen carbonate. The normal soda which you that add in your food also, and vinegar, acetic acid. When we react these two things, it will form carbon dioxide and some other substance which we are not considering right now. Right now carbon dioxide is important for us. That's why we have written carbon dioxide. And when we add this carbon dioxide to our lime water, it will form calcium carbonate in water. And this calcium carbonate is milky in appearance. Okay, which make lime water milky. Okay, the turning of lime water into milky is a standard test for carbon dioxide. Whenever this lime water turns milky, it shows the presence of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, you will use it in chapter 10 to show that air we breathe out is rich in carbon dioxide. We can relate this in our respiration chapter to test whether the air which we are breathing out from our body is carbon dioxide or not. You can just exhale that gas in your lime water solution. If that lime water solution turn milky, it will demonstrate the presence of carbon dioxide. Okay. Activity 6.6 to 6.8. You show that each change one or more new substances forming. That's why all of these activities are example of your chemical change. In activity 6.6, ash was new substance. Okay, in 6.7, copper sulfate which get turned into iron sulfate. Iron sulfate again is a new substance. Okay, and in the third activity we are getting milky lime water, again a new substance. All these new substance demonstrate chemical change. Okay, now a change in which one or more substance are formed is chemical change. Chemical change also known as chemical change, also called chemical reaction. Okay, chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substance formed as a result of chemical change are important. Okay, for example, if metal is to be extracted from the ore. Ore is a natural form from where we get all the metals. Okay, we need to carry out series of chemical change to purify our metal. So first use of this chemical change is to purify the metal, to extract the metal from the ore. Medicines are also end product of such chemical reactions. Okay, useful new substance such as plastic and detergent are also formed, which we use in our daily life. Okay, such and are produced by chemical change only. Indeed, every new material which you see are the end product of some kind of chemical reaction. So chemical changes are very important in our life. Okay, we have seen that one or more new substance are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new product, how can you observe that the thing is changing chemically? For that you have to study few things. If heat, light or any other radiation, for example ultraviolet ray, are coming out of the reaction, then you can say that that reaction is a chemical change. Secondly, sound is producing, as we have observed a hissing sound is produced in our one activity. Third is change in smell. All these things indicates chemical change. Change in color, gas formed, new gas forming, all these changes and many more other changes are also there, which demonstrate that this change is a chemical change. Okay, you saw that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. Burning of coal, wood, leaves also a chemical change because it will form ash. Okay, in fact burning of any substance is a chemical change because burning will that change that thing into gas and ash only, and both these things are new product. Okay, plus heat is generating in such kind of reaction, and heat indicates chemical change. Okay, next example is explosion of a firework. Explosion of a firework is nothing but a chemical change. Yes, explosion of a firework is again a chemical change because a hell lot of energy, hell of heat and light is producing accompanied with the explosion of fireworks. So we can say that it is nothing but a chemical change. You know that such explosion produce sound also, heat, light and sound. All these things and unpleasant gases also, all these things indicate it's a chemical change. Okay, that is why you are advised not to play with firework because a lot of heat is generating along with that firework. Okay, when food gets spoiled, it produces a foul smell. Okay, so we can say that this is nothing but a chemical change. Foul smell indicates chemical change. Okay, you must have all noticed that slice of an apple acquire a brown color if it is not consumed immediately. That brownish layer is example of nothing but a chemical change. If you have not seen this change in color, cut a fresh slice of apple and keep it away for some time. Repeat the same activity with a slice of potato, brinjal. The change of the color in such cases always indicate chemical change. Okay, new substance is forming because new layer is depositing. New layer depositing means it's a chemical change. Okay, in chapter 5 we have discussed neutralization reaction also, that is also a chemical change. Okay, now let us discuss this thing also, a protective shield. What is it? You must have heard about ozone layer in our atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation which is coming out of the sun. Okay, ozone absorbs the radiation and break down the oxygen. Ozone help us to ozone protect us from this ultraviolet rays. Okay, oxygen is different from the ozone. Can we say that breaking down of ozone is a chemical change? Of course it's a chemical change. Okay, if ultraviolet radiation were not absorbed by ozone, it would reach us and it can kill many animals also. It can burn our skin also, it can cause skin cancer also. Okay, so ozone is a protective shield which protects us from the ultraviolet rays by breaking it down. Okay, now next part of this chapter is, okay, photosynthesis is also a chemical change because new substance is forming. Okay, digestion is also a chemical change because new substance is forming. All these changes are example of a chemical change. Now next part is rusting of iron. Okay, let us get back to the rusting. This is one change that affect iron particle and slowly destroy them. Since iron is used in making of bridges, ship, car, truck bodies and many other articles. Without iron, our technology is not possible. Most of the things are made up of iron only. So we cannot withstand this rusting thing. We have to look for some solution. Okay. So and the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. So we have to find a solution to to tackle this thing. Let us study the nature of this rusting. What happens in rusting? The process of rusting can be represented by this equation. What is rusting? Rusting is when iron react with oxygen which is present in air everywhere plus water. Water is also present in atmosphere as water vapor. It will form rust. Rust is nothing but iron oxide, Fe2O3. Fe means iron. We denote iron with Fe. So Fe2O3 is nothing but iron oxide. Iron oxide is completely different from the iron. So this is your chemical reaction. For rusting, presence of both oxygen and water is necessary. If you cut down the supply of one of these things, the rust will not form. Okay, so both things are required for rusting. In fact, if the content of the moisture is high, it means if there is humid nature, rusting become faster. Of course, because in humid climate, oxygen is more, water vapors are more, so it will rust more. Okay. So how do we prevent this rusting? Preventing of iron article from coming in contact with oxygen and water or both. One simple way is to apply a coat of a paint or a grease. If you have been applying such thing but you are not aware that what we are doing. Why we are painting our iron articles? We are painting because it will cut off the supply of oxygen. It will not allow iron to get in contact with oxygen and water, both things. So it will not rust, okay? In fact, this coat should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. Another way to deposit a layer of metal like chromium and zinc or on the iron. Chromium and zinc do not rust. Okay, if you apply layer of these metals over iron metal, then it will prevent iron from rusting. Okay. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is known as galvanization. Okay. The iron pipe we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent the rusting. Okay. You know that ships are made up of iron and a part of them remain underwater. So you can imagine how it will damage a huge amount of iron if we will not take any step for that. On the part above the water also, water drop keep clinging to the ship on the outer surface. Moreover, water of the of sea contain many salt which will enhance the rusting process. Okay, the salt water make process of rusting faster. Therefore, ships suffer a lot of damage from the rusting. That's why we use stainless steel in this case. The fraction of ship iron has to be replaced every year. Okay, so what we do? Stainless steel is used by mixing iron with carbon and metal like chromium, nickel and magnesium. And stainless steel never rust. So we can replace iron with stainless steel which will not rust and we can save our money. Okay. And iron also, of course. Next and the last part of this chapter is crystallization. What is this crystallization? In class 6 you have learned that salt can be obtained by evaporation of seawater. We know that we can obtain that salt. We can separate the salt from the seawater by the process of evaporation. The salt obtained in this manner is not pure. First thing. Okay? And crystals are smaller in case of evaporation. Okay? The shape of the crystal cannot be seen clearly also. However, large crystal of pure substance can be formed from their solution. The process is called crystallization. Crystallization is a process of forming of crystal. It is different from your convenient evaporation process. In evaporation process, crystals are smaller and substance which you are obtaining is not pure. Okay, but in case of crystallization, crystals are larger in size and substance which you are getting are bigger and pure as compared to evaporation. So, for that what you have to do, you have to take a cup full of water in a beaker, then add few drop of dilute sulfuric acid. Again it will increase the speed of the process. Heat the water when it start boiling. Then only add copper sulfate solution slowly and with the help of stirring also. Okay. Continue adding copper sulfate till no more powder can be dissolved, or we can say that till the solution becomes saturated and you cannot add copper sulfate any further. Now filter this solution, allow it to cool down Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. Okay, look at the solution after some time. Now you can see the crystals on the filter paper. Okay, you have to wait for at least 24 hours to get the crystals settled on that paper. This is the picture which is demonstrating us the crystals of copper sulfate. Okay, you have learned about this kind of activities. You have learned about physical and chemical change in this part. Sorry, wait. Yes. So these crystals which we obtain after this activity are the purest form of copper. In fact, crystals are the purest form of any of the object. Okay, crystals are the purest form of all the object. We can say that. Okay. So to obtain the purest form, we can carry out crystallization. So this chapter basically over. Let us do our exercise part also. First question is classify the change involved in the following processes, physical or chemical. Photosynthesis, chemical change, dissolving sugar in water, physical change. Okay, because we can get back this sugar again. Burning of coal, chemical change. Melting of wax. It is both actually. It is both physical and chemical change. Here you have to write down physical change, but it is chemical also because after melting of wax, amount of wax get to the atmosphere in form of vapors also. So we can say that it is both, but here you have to mention physical. Weighting of aluminium to make aluminium foil, physical change. Aluminium will be aluminium only at the end of the day. Digestion of food, chemical change. Okay. Now you have to write true or false. Cutting of log of wood into pieces is a chemical change. False. It's a physical change. Formation of manure from leaves is a physical change. It is chemical change. Okay. Iron pipes coated with zinc do not get rusted easily. True. The process is galvanization. Iron and rust are same substance. No. Completely false. Iron rust is iron oxide. Condensation of steam is not a chemical change. True. Condensation is a physical change. Okay. Now fill-ups. When carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it turns milky due to formation of calcium carbonate. Okay. It turns milky due to formation of calcium carbonate layer over it. Okay. Which is milky in appearance. Chemical name of baking soda is, I want you to write it down. Okay, sodium hydrogen carbonate. It's a chemical name of baking soda. Two methods by which rusting of iron can be prevented. You can write any two examples which you know: painting, galvanization, oiling, greasing. Okay, changing in which only dash property of a substance change are called physical change. Only physical property change. Chemical changes in which new substance is forming, chemical change. Okay. When baking soda is mixed with a lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of a gas. Which type of change is it? It is a chemical change, and bubbles are producing represent the carbon dioxide. Okay. When a candle burns, both physical and chemical changes taking place. Identify these changes. When the candle burns, it will melt. The melting is physical change, but some part of that candle also that turn into vapor form, that is your chemical change, because you will not get back this wax again. Okay, when it get converted into vapor form. Give another example of familiar process in which both chemical and physical changes are taking place. I want you to answer such question. Okay, in which both changes are taking place simultaneously. Previously also, just few moments ago, I mentioned one more process which is both physical and chemical in nature. I want you to answer this question. Use your creative mind to answer. How will you show that sagging of a curd is a chemical change? Because new substance is forming. We can never get milk back again. So it's a chemical change. Explain why burning of wood and cutting it into smaller pieces are two different type of changes. Because when we burn the wood, we will get ash. We will get harmful gases. Both of these things are irreversible in nature. We will never get back our original product. Okay, and these two things which are forming are entirely new substance. That's why we consider it as a chemical change. But cutting down will give wood ultimately. Okay, so we are not getting any new substance. So we can say that cutting is a physical change. Okay, describe how crystals of copper sulfate are prepared. For this, you can refer to the previous section. We have just discussed how we get the that crystals. Okay, you can rewind the video to that know the answer of this question. Explain how painting of iron gate prevent it from rusting, because it will prevent the contact of iron and oxygen and water. When it will prevent the that connection between these things, it will not rust. Okay, because for rusting both oxygen and water is required. Now next is the gas which we use in the kitchen is called LPG. The cylinder, it exists as a liquid. In cylinder, when it comes out of the cylinder, it becomes gas. Okay, change A. Then it burn, change B. The following statement pertain to these changes. Choose the correct statement. First one, when it is coming out, it becomes gas. It is kind of, which kind of processes? And second is, when we burn it, it will convert it into second type of processes. You have to mention which kind of change is it. Okay, choose the correct answer. When it is burning, it is a chemical change. You have to mention that. Okay. Next is anaerobic bacteria digest animal waste and produce biogas. Change A. Biogas is then burned into fuel. Change B. Okay, the following statement pertain the change. Choose the correct. Both are chemical change. Okay, because both are giving entirely different kind of product. Okay, student. So this chapter is over. Go through it once again. Thank you so much.